Hello everyone, this is Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor of English. I'm here with the second video of usages. We have discussed a few usages in the previous video. I have given that link in the description box below. I'm sure that these usages would definitely help you to improve your speaking skill. So let's begin today's session with other few usages. The first one, used to. Used to refers a long continuous action in the past, and this action doesn't exist now or doesn't happen now. Let's see the examples. We used to meet at the park every evening. Means once they were meeting each other at the park every evening, but now they don't meet regularly. Next one. She used to dance gracefully when she was in college. Now she has stopped dancing, but when she was in college, she had been giving her graceful performances, or she had been dancing gracefully. Another one. The manager didn't used to give excuse to anyone. The manager didn't have the habit of giving excuse to anyone. Did you used to play any musical instrument? Here, inquiring about someone's habit of playing any musical instrument. The second usage of today's session, ought to. This is one of the most useful usages of English. Ought to refers the duty or responsibility of a person. Here are the examples. We ought to respect elders. We are responsible to give respect to the elders. You ought to look after your family. This is your duty or this is your responsibility to protect your family. Next, we ought to obey the traffic rules. Means we are responsible to obey the traffic rules. The last example of this usage, you ought to study well. This is your duty or this is your responsibility to study well. The third usage of today's session, can't help plus ing form of the verb. This usage means someone cannot stop themselves doing something, or it is impossible to avoid the action or the situation, or it is inevitable. Let's see the example. I can't help reaching there in time. Means it is impossible for me to avoid reaching there in time. So I should reach there in time. That is the concept. So here by this usage we need to know there is no way to avoid this action or the situation. The example, second one, we can't help giving donation. Means there is no way to avoid giving donation. It is impossible to avoid this action or this situation of giving donation. Why can't you help going today? Means why can't you stay back here today? Or why can't you avoid your today's journey? The last example, I can't help attending the meeting. Means it is not possible for me to avoid attending the meeting. So it is must to attend the meeting. The last usage of today's session, couldn't help plus ing. This is the just past action of the previous one, can't help plus ing. Here, couldn't help plus ing form of the verb refers the past action. Here, the action has happened because that was unavoidable or that was impossible to avoid. Let's look into the examples. He invited me to dinner, so I couldn't help going. Means I couldn't avoid his invitation, so that I joined there for the dinner. I missed the last bus, so I couldn't help taking a taxi. There was no other way in front of me except taking a taxi because already I missed the last bus. So I took a taxi. I couldn't help giving donation. Here, it was not possible to avoid giving donation, so I gave the donation. The last example, I couldn't help attending the meeting. Here, it was an important meeting, so I couldn't avoid it, and I attended the meeting. So that's all today. Hope you understood. See you again in another session. Thanks for listening.